we're getting more of these Wikileaks documents that are showing lots of embarrassing things for the Clinton campaign, but perhaps to Catholics no more so than, well, humiliating to them, and how dismissive many in the Clinton campaign were and maybe still are about evangelicals, and more to the point, Catholics, especially when in a lot of these emails they're distinguishing, and we'll run some of them, between liberal Catholics and conservative Catholics. I'll give you a hint here. They like liberal Catholics. They don't like conservative Catholics. To Trump campaign's Catholic Advisory Group member, Angela Flood. Well, if you had any doubt that they didn't flip over the uber-religious or even the semi-religious, this kind of put that notion to bed. But it's not getting much reporting. What do you make of that, Angela?
I guess I'm not surprised, given what some of the other emails showed, the number of mainstream reporters who are in the tank for Hillary based on what we learned in those emails. But it's a recurring theme with the Clinton campaign. You find out what they really think when they don't believe anybody's going to find out. And in this case, we have senior campaign officials talking very openly with disdain for Catholics and evangelicals, people who practice their faith, talking about the way people choose to baptize their children. I mean, it's pretty abhorrent. I guess we shouldn't be surprised, given the track record of policy positions that the Clinton-Obama crowd holds, but it's pretty startling to see it in black and white.
What do you make of the religious voter? I think there was an article in the Wall Street Journal today that talked about the conundrum for many of them as we're watching Donald Trump addressing a small business roundtable in West Palm Beach, Florida. The idea being that a lot of religious voters are appalled by the language and things they've heard out of Donald Trump, but they're also appalled by these WikiLeaks and some of the things that have come out of campaign Clinton. And a lot of them don't know, to play off that old line, what Jesus would do. Would he vote? Would he do anything? Would he peacefully protest the election by leaving out a presidential vote? What?
I think they need to look at what is good for this country, which I think Jesus would say to follow your conscience on. The more alarming things that were in some of these emails were the blatant admission by John Podesta and one of his colleagues about their intention to use organizations that they've created with the help of billionaire George Soros, who to my understanding is not a Catholic, but has funded organizations like Catholics in Alliance for the Common Good, Catholics United. I don't know if he's behind Catholics for Choice, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, we do know that Catholics as a general group, and I know there's a distinction between practicing versus non-practicing, young and old, I understand that, but as a group, they tend to vote Democrat, and they tend to do so overwhelmingly. Do you see any of that potentially changing because of any of this, or is the stuff that comes out on Donald Trump negating that?
Perhaps, but they need, what I would encourage my fellow Catholics and people of all faiths to do, people who care about the direction of this country, is to ignore the noise, the created chaos we're seeing right now, the manufactured chaos, and look at what is important. Our civil institutions, our civic institutions, religious institutions are under attack, and they're being infiltrated, and the goal, from everything to the church to the Supreme Court, is to enact their secularist agenda. And you have to go into this election with your eyes wide open if you have any concern about religious freedom.
All right. Angela, thank you very, very much.